Hi, I'm Rusty Rathburn, and I'm running for Portage School Board, and would appreciate your vote. This is more than the school board. This is about community. It's about the city council. It's about the city as a whole. It's about Southwest Michigan. As this state continues to decline in some areas, Southwest Michigan somehow continues to prosper a little bit. When this turns around, we'll be in place to prosper more. Well, it's important to continue to maintain the higher excellence in the upper grades because people come to Portage. They specifically live in Portage for those programs. And we need to assure that we continue. It's just like a business. We lose those students, we lose income. We need to assure that people still make Portage a destination for the schools. Everybody knows if you read the studies on early education, kids absorb the most in the younger years. If they're not getting that in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, it starts tapering off. And the children that are left behind will never catch up. There's a lot of at-risk children coming to the schools who aren't prepared, and they'll never reach their full potential if they don't start in the early years. Portage Schools is a huge part of the community. City of Kalamazoo has the promise, and we have Portage Schools. Portage has excellence, and people come to Portage for the schools. Portage Public Schools could be facing some very large budget cuts. Even if the millage passes, we could be looking at in excess of $500,000 in budget cuts. If the millage doesn't pass, we could be looking at $3.5 million in budget cuts. Those budget cuts could be deep. Somehow, we have to sit down and evaluate the impacts of these budget cuts. It could be a very long process. I think we can take care of this potentially by increasing enrollment. I want to assure that we maintain our excellence in our high school programs, especially the IB program, because that's one of the things that brings people to Portage. We need to assure that we keep those programs. We need the enrollment. We need these kids to reach their full potential. Every child needs to really reach his full potential, whether it's an IB program or whether it's an automotive program. We need to make sure, we need to offer the programs. If we do not do that, we're failing our community. Portage Schools is important to me because I grew up here. I spent all my life in Portage Public Schools. I graduated from Portage Public Schools in 1983. My children will go to the same high school I went to. They'll go to the same middle school I went to. But it's a lot more than schools. It's about community. I own a business in Portage. I own property in Portage. I understand that this community needs quality schools to keep the quality that Portage is. I would like to thank you for listening to my topics today. They are important for this community. They are important for Portage schools. And I would appreciate your vote on May 6th. Thank you.